What's going on, everyone? My name is Durana, and in this video, I want to talk about one of the most important skills every manager needs to develop, and that is the ability to identify what is really going on when an agent is struggling. Because a strong manager does not just motivate agents. A strong manager diagnoses the problem, coaches the agent through it, and creates a clear action plan that improves production. Most agents do not fail because they are lazy. They usually fail because something in their process is broken. The problem is, sometimes they do not know what is broken, and sometimes they do not want to admit what is broken. That is where the manager has to step in. Your job is not just to ask how many apps did you write, your job is to inspect the entire process and find where it broke down. Did they not work enough hours? Did they not make enough calls? Did they talk to enough people but fail to book appointments? Did they book appointments but get no-shows? Did they present but not close? Did they write apps but lose them before issue paid? Every symptom tells a story, but if you only look at the surface, you will coach the wrong problem. So in this video, I'm going to break down a simple manager coaching framework that will help you identify agent issues, separate excuses from real problems, diagnose the root cause, coach with specificity, and build accountability. The goal is simple: turn struggling agents into consistent producers. Part 1. The core manager mindset. Let's start with the core manager mindset. A manager should not be guessing. A manager should be inspecting. When an agent is struggling, it is not enough to say, "You just need to work harder," or "stay positive," or "keep going." Those things might be true, but they are too general. Generic motivation does not fix specific problems. If an agent has a skill issue, motivation will not fix it. If an agent has a schedule issue, product training will not fix it. If an agent has a mindset issue, giving them more leads will not fix it. If an agent has a lead management issue, telling them to close harder will not fix it. That is why managers have to inspect the process. You need to ask the right questions. What did you do? How did you do it? Where did the process break? What needs to be corrected? What are we doing next? Those 5 questions will tell you a lot. Because most struggling agents will start with surface level complaints. They may say the leads are bad, nobody answers, people are broke, I'm doing everything. I just need better leads. I had a bad week. Now, sometimes there may be some truth in what they are saying, but the manager's job is to hear past the surface complaint and find the real issue hiding underneath. Because the leads are bad might actually mean they only called each lead once. Nobody answers might mean they are calling at the wrong times. People are broke might mean they are not building value. I'm doing everything might mean they are busy but not productive. I had a bad week might mean they had no schedule, no accountability, and no real activity. So as a manager, do not stop at the first answer. Keep diagnosing. Part 2, the 5-step coaching framework. Now let's go into the 5-step coaching framework. Every coaching conversation should follow a structure. You do not want to just jump into advice. You want to move from symptom to root cause to questions to coaching to action plan. Step 1, identify the symptom. The symptom is what you can see on the surface. No sales, no dials, no conversations, no appointments, apps falling off, inconsistent production, bad attitude, no growth. The symptom tells you something is wrong, but it does not tell you why. That is important. If an agent has no sales, you cannot automatically assume they cannot close. They may not even be having enough conversations. If an agent has no appointments, you cannot automatically assume the leads are bad. Their opener may be weak. If an agent writes applications but they keep falling off, you cannot automatically assume the client lied. It may be poor field underwriting, weak cementing, or poor follow-up. So step 1 is simply identifying what is happening on the surface. Step 2, find the root cause. Once you identify the symptom, you have to find the root cause. The root cause usually falls into one of 7 categories: activity, skill, mindset, system, lead management, personal discipline. This is where the real coaching begins. Because once you identify the category, you know what kind of coaching the agent actually needs. Step 3, ask better questions. Do not coach based on assumptions. Ask diagnostic questions that expose facts. You want numbers and behaviors, not feelings. Instead of asking, "How was your week?" ask, "How many hours did you actually work? How many dials did you make? How many people did you speak to? How many presentations did you do? How many quotes did you run? How many applications did you submit? What time did you start dialing? How many follow-ups are scheduled?" Those questions reveal the truth. Step 4, coach the behavior. Once you find the issue, coach the specific behavior. Do not say, "You just need to do better." Say exactly what needs to change. For example, your opener needs to be stronger. You are letting the client control the call too early. You are not asking for the sale. You are over-explaining the product. You are not following up enough. You are calling too late in the day. You are not using the CRM properly. You are not treating this like a business. Specific coaching creates specific improvement. Step 5, create an action plan. Every coaching conversation should end with a plan, not just a pep talk. A plan. What are we fixing? What activity is required? What skill are we practicing? When are we checking in? What result are we expecting? If there is no action plan, there is no accountability. And if there is no accountability, the same issue will usually show up again next week. Part 3, the 7 root cause categories. Now let's break down the 7 root cause categories. When an agent is struggling, the issue almost always falls into one of these areas. 1, activity. Activity means the agent is simply not doing enough. Not enough dials, not enough conversations, not enough presentations, not enough follow-ups, not enough hours worked. This is usually the first thing a manager should check, because you cannot coach closing if the agent is not having enough conversations. You cannot coach objections if the agent is not getting in front of people. You cannot coach presentation skills if the agent is not presenting. Activity comes first. 2, skill. Skill issues show up when the agent is doing the work, but the quality is poor. Weak opener, poor tonality, bad fact-finding, no call control, poor objection handling, lack of confidence asking for the sale, not knowing how to close. This agent may be working, but they need coaching on how they are working. That is where role play, call review, script practice, and live coaching become important. 3, schedule. Schedule issues happen when agents are random with their time. No set work hours. Dialing only when they feel motivated. Missing peak call times. Starting late, stopping early, letting everything else interrupt the business. A lot of agents say they are working, but they do not have a real schedule. And without a schedule, there is no consistency. Mindset issues include fear, overthinking, blaming leads, comparing themselves to others, fear of rejection, or fear of closing. This is where agents get stuck mentally. They may know what to do, but they hesitate. They avoid the uncomfortable part of the job. They train more than they produce. They blame instead of taking ownership. Mindset matters because sales requires confidence, resilience, and ownership. 5, system. System issues happen when agents are not using the tools properly. They are not using the CRM. They are not tracking leads. They are not setting follow-ups. They are not using scripts. They are not using quote tools. They are not documenting what happened. When the system is broken, the agent loses control of the process. 6, lead management. Lead management is a big one. Waiting too long to call. Calling once and quitting. Not texting. Not following up. Cherry picking leads. Burning through leads without a strategy. A lot of agents think they need better leads when they actually need better lead management. Speed to lead, multiple attempts, text follow-up, CRM notes, and consistent follow-up can completely change results. 7, personal discipline. Personal discipline is about ownership. Late to meetings, missing commitments, excuses every week, no consistency, no accountability, saying one thing but doing another. This is one of the hardest categories to coach because it is not just skill, it is behavior. And at some point, the manager has to be direct. You can coach skill, you can coach activity, you can coach process, but you cannot want it more than the agent wants it. Part 4, diagnostic questions that expose the real issue. Now let's talk about diagnostic questions. Managers should never coach based on assumptions. The goal is to get facts, not feelings. When you ask how did the week go, you usually get a vague answer. Pretty good. Not great. I tried. People were not answering. I had a lot going on. That does not give you enough to coach. So instead, you want to ask specific questions. For activity and schedule, ask, how many hours did you actually work this week? How many dials did you make? How many people did you speak to? How many presentations did you do? How many quotes did you run? How many applications did you submit? What time did you start dialing? How many follow-ups are scheduled? For skill and process, ask, what script are you using? Let me hear how you open the call. What objection are you hearing the most? What part of the presentation feels uncomfortable? Are you asking for the sale? Are you asking for banking? Are you using the CRM every time? What is your plan for tomorrow? These questions force clarity. They move the conversation away from excuses and toward facts. Because once you have the facts, you can coach the real issue. Part 5, common agent scenarios and how to coach them. Now let's go through common scenarios that managers deal with. Scenario 1, the leads are bad. This is probably one of the most common things agents say. the leads are bad. When you hear that, do not immediately argue. Diagnose. Ask, how many leads did you work? How many attempts per lead? How fast did you call them? What times did you call? Did you text them? Did you use the CRM? What script did you use? The root cause may be activity, skill, or lead management. A good coaching response would be, before we call the leads bad, we need to look at the process. Leads are only bad if they have been worked properly and consistently. Let's review your attempts, your speed to lead, your script, and your follow-up. That response brings the conversation back to ownership. Scenario 2, not making enough calls. If an agent is not making enough calls, that is not a sales issue. That is an activity and schedule issue. Ask, what time did you start? How many dials did you make? What got in the way? Is this a business or a convenience? The coaching should be direct. This is not a closing issue. It is an activity issue. We cannot fix objections, presentations, or closing if you are not having enough conversations. Sometimes agents want advanced coaching when they have not done basic activity. Do not overcomplicate it. Fix the activity first. Scenario 3, calls but cannot book appointments. If an agent is making calls but cannot book appointments, now we may have a skill issue. Usually it is opener, tonality, or lack of call control. Ask, what exactly are you saying? Are you leading the call or asking for permission? Are you sounding confident? Are you giving the client a reason to stay on the phone? The coaching might sound like this. You are doing the activity, and that is good. Now we need to improve the quality of the conversation. Your opener needs to be stronger and more direct. Then role play the opener. Do not just tell them, show them. Scenario 4. Books appointments but gets no-shows. If an agent is booking appointments but people are not showing up, the issue may be appointment setting and confirmation. Ask, are you confirming the exact time? Are you sending reminder texts? Are you creating urgency? Does the client know why the appointment matters? Did you set clear expectations? Coach them this way. A strong appointment has a clear reason, a clear time, a clear expectation, and confirmation. The appointment may not have been solid from the beginning. A weak appointment creates a weak show rate. Scenario 5, presents but does not close. If an agent is presenting but not closing, the issue may be confidence, presentation structure, or urgency. Ask, are you asking for the sale? Are you giving too many options? Are you building value? Are you creating urgency? Are you explaining the next step clearly? A good coaching response is, if people keep saying they need to think about it, we need to look at how you are presenting the solution. We need to improve value, urgency, and the next step. Many agents do everything except ask for the sale. You have to coach that directly. Scenario 6, talks too much. Some agents lose clients because they over-explain. They product dump. They talk too much because they are nervous or because they think more information creates more trust. But too much information can confuse the client. Ask, how long are your presentations? Are you asking questions or just explaining? Are you solving their problem or teaching an insurance class? The coaching should be, the client does not need to know everything you know. They need to understand the problem, the solution, the price, and the next step. Simple sells. Confusion kills sales. Scenario 7, afraid to ask for banking. This is a mindset and confidence issue. Ask, are you acting like banking is normal? Are you apologizing before asking? Do you explain draft dates clearly? Do you hesitate when you get to that part? Coach them this way. The client takes their cue from you. If you act uncomfortable, they will feel uncomfortable. Banking is part of the application. Explain it confidently. Then practice the transition until it becomes normal. Scenario 8. Writes apps, but they fall off. Writing the app is not the finish line. The policy has to issue and stay on the books. If apps are falling off, ask, did the client understand the draft date? Did you cement the sale? Was the plan affordable? Did you explain what happens next? Did you follow up after the application? The coaching response, we need to look at affordability, expectations, and cementing. Writing the app is not enough. We need the policy to issue and stay active. This is where managers have to coach quality, not just applications. Scenario 9, always training, never producing. Some agents hide in training. They watch videos, they attend calls, they take notes, they say they are learning, but they are not talking to clients. That is usually fear, overtraining, or avoidance. Ask, how many actual client conversations did you have this week? What are you waiting to learn before you start? Are you using training as preparation or as avoidance? Coach them directly. Training does not replace activity. You will learn faster by doing the work, making mistakes, and getting coached. Stop preparing and start producing. Training matters, but action creates growth. Scenario 10. Inconsistent production. If an agent produces one week and disappears the next, that is usually discipline, schedule, or commitment. Ask, what is your weekly work schedule? What keeps pulling you away? Do you want this full time? Are your actions matching your goals? The coaching should be, you do not have a talent problem. You have a consistency problem. You cannot build momentum if you keep starting and stopping. Consistency is what creates predictable production. Scenario 11, producing but not growing. Sometimes an agent is producing but they are not growing. They are comfortable. They know how to write business, but they are not pushing to the next level. Ask, what is your production goal? What skill are you intentionally improving? Are you tracking ratios? Are you increasing activity? Are you improving your schedule? Coach them this way. You know how to write business. Now the question is whether you want to grow. Growth requires more activity, better skill, a better schedule, or all three. Growth must be intentional. Scenario 12, bad attitude. A bad attitude is a leadership issue. Ask, are you looking for solutions or reasons this will not work? Do your actions match what you say you want? Are you taking ownership or blaming everything else? The coaching needs to be honest. I can coach skill. I can coach activity, but I cannot coach someone who refuses ownership. If you want help, we can fix the issue, but not around excuses. Managers cannot allow bad attitudes to infect the culture. You can support people, but you cannot let excuses become the team standard. Part 6, the manager coaching script. Now let me give you a simple coaching script you can use in one-on-one conversations. Step 1, start with the facts. Let's look at the numbers first. How many dials, conversations, appointments, presentations, and apps did you have this week? Start with facts, not feelings. Step 2, identify the gap based on what I'm seeing. The biggest issue right now is not motivation. It looks like the gap is activity and consistency. Be clear about what you see. Step 3, coach the specific issue. Here's what we are going to fix first. Your opener needs to be stronger. You are letting the client control the call too early. This is where you coach the behavior, not the person. Step 4, create the action plan. For the next 5 days, I want you in Zoom from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Minimum 250 dials per day. We will role play your opener for 10 minutes before you start. Make the plan specific. Step 5, set accountability. Send me your numbers at the end of each day. We will review your progress on Friday and adjust from there. That is a real coaching conversation. Facts, gap, specific coaching. Action plan, accountability. Part 7, the manager coaching cheat sheet. Here's a simple cheat sheet managers can use. If there are no sales, check activity first. If there are no conversations, check lead handling, call times, and follow-up. If there are no appointments, check opener, tonality, and call control. If there are no presentations, check the confirmation process and urgency. If there are no apps, check closing, options, confidence, and objections. If there is no issue paid business, check underwriting, affordability, and cementing. If there is no growth, check goals, ratios, schedule, and skill development. This is important because it gives managers a path. Instead of guessing, you know where to look first. The goal is to diagnose before you prescribe. A doctor does not give medicine before identifying the problem. Managers should not give coaching before identifying the issue. Part 8, weekly manager review questions. Managers should review agents every single week, not randomly. Not only when the agent is struggling. Every week, consistent weekly reviews create a culture of accountability and continuous improvement. Here are the questions managers should ask. What was your production this week? How many dials did you make? How many conversations did you have? How many presentations did you do? How many applications did you submit? How much business went issue paid? Then ask forward-looking questions. What was your biggest issue this week? What skill are we improving next week? What is your schedule for next week? What do you need from me as your manager? These questions create a data trail, and that data trail makes coaching specific, fair, and effective. Because now you are not coaching from opinion, you are coaching from numbers, patterns, and behavior. So here is the final message. A manager should not be guessing. A manager should be inspecting. When an agent is struggling, do not just motivate them. Diagnose them. Find the issue. Use the 7 root cause categories and diagnostic questions to identify exactly what is broken in the agent's process. Then coach the behavior. Give specific direct coaching on the exact behavior that needs to change. Then set the plan. Every conversation should end with a written action plan. Activity targets, skill practice, check-in schedule, expected results. Then follow up. Hold the agent accountable to the plan. Review daily numbers. Adjust the coaching based on what the data shows, not just what the agent says, because the numbers tell the story. But the manager has to know how to read the story. Your job is to help agents see what they cannot see, correct what they are doing wrong, and hold them accountable to the activity and skill required to win. That is what strong managers do. So if you are a manager watching this, I want you to ask yourself, am I coaching based on facts or am I coaching based on feelings? Am I diagnosing the issue or am I just motivating the agent? Am I giving specific direction or am I giving generic advice? Am I creating accountability or am I hoping they figure it out? Because your agents do not just need motivation, they need leadership, they need structure, they need diagnosis, they need coaching, they need accountability. And when you learn how to identify the real issue, coach the right behavior, and create a clear action plan, you can turn struggling agents into consistent producers. Remember this, strong managers do not just manage activity, they manage the process. Find the real issue, coach the solution, build consistent producers. If this video helped you, make sure you like, subscribe, and share it with a manager or team leader who needs to hear this. I'll see you on the next video.